Shalom to my fellow Jewish Americans, to the Jewish people around the world, and to all Gentiles. This week, Prime Minister Netenyaha decided that he would cease continuing building expansion of Jewish settlements around the West Bank. He says that it's a bad thing to continue building Jewish settlements around the West Bank because we have to deal with Iran. Because to do so would only hurt Israel trying to stop Iran from continuing building nuclear weapons. I disagree with this notion. I disagree with this idea because, for one, a nuclear Iran is a threat. But to say that the Palestinian threat is not as bad as the Palestinian threat is absurd. Because the Palestinians live right next to us, and they continue on the idea of destroying the Jewish people, and even the idea of making peace with the Jewish people is repulsing to them, but they are willing to do so, and the idea to raise their children to destroy Israel another day. To focus solely on the threat of Iran is to neglect the idea of the immediate threat of the Palestinians. Yes, the Palestinians live in the West Bank, and they are expanding at massive rates. There are over 2 million Palestinians today in the West Bank. My plan is to remove them from the West Bank through a war, through destroying the Dome of the Rock, and throwing the Palestinians from the Gaza Strip into Egypt, and the Palestinians from the West Bank into Jordan and further into Saudi Arabia. Because if we do not remove the Palestinians, and we do not remove the dog from the backyard, we are at risk of not a nuclear threat, but of a greater war that will occur by the Palestinians growing in popularity and in strength of determination to destroy the Jewish people. By building Jewish settlements, we do not stop the threat, we do not make peace, but we continue on the idea that we know the future. We know that there's going to be a war. But we will not stop in knowing that this is our land and knowing that the future is a war, because it is a war. The Iranians have a long ways to go before they can throw a missile at Israel. And it is better to deal with the Palestinians now and to remove the Palestinians now before that missile can strike us. And it is better to deal with the immediate threat of the Palestinians than the later threat of the Iranians. By stopping settlement growth in the West Bank, we are saying that we are playing hopscotch with our own lives, that we are saying that our children have to deal with the future, and we are just playing games with money because we want the money. We want to expand Israel financially, and there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that as we look at history, as we look at the past, money did not save the Jewish people. Success did not save the Jewish people. Unity and love towards one another and the one God of Israel saved the Jewish people. We must expand Jewish settlements. We must grow Jewish settlements and create new Jewish settlements and remove the Palestinians from the West Bank. If we do not do this, then Iran will always be a threat because they know that we are still the Jews of the ghetto. We are still in that mentality where we are afraid of the world. We are afraid of the outside of the wall of the ghetto. We must be strong. We must show that we are breaking down the walls of the ghetto, and we will expand and we will grow. And if you don't like it, it's your kingdom. It's your country that is at risk. It's our land. The land between the Euphrates and the Nile River is Israel. We are the landlords and they are the tenants. And if they will not live with us, if they will not pay their bills, then we shall remove them. It's enough with the idea that they are squatting. It's enough with the idea that they will persecute us and hurt us when they feel like it. We need to take action, and we need to continue building settlements and not allow anyone to tell us otherwise, because this is our land and we lived through the Holocaust. We are the grandchildren and the children of the Holocaust. And we will not tolerate. We will always say, never again. Never again will we live in the ghettos of Europe and of Eastern Europe and of North Africa and the Middle East. Never again will we tolerate Jewish persecution. God bless you all, and take care. Amen.